Okay, so we are live. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me just organize all the kind of screens here. And if we have new people in the chat room, please go ahead and introduce yourself and ask questions. This is, Friday. Continuing the tradition, Friday is more of a free form Q&A sort of thing. So really, if you have any sort of questions and there is something you want to ask, whether it's regarding the project that I'm working on now, the specific thing that I'm working on, or general questions, career questions, and just general things you want to know, then the chat room is your place, right? The chat room is your domain. So really feel free to go ahead and ask your question. What I do is when you ask a question, I show that question on the screen and I answer that question. So please don't be shy and go ahead and feel free to ask your questions. All right. Cool. So just normally what we do on Fridays as well is help people with their projects. So if you have a project that you want help with, or you have something that you want code reviewed, or really anything, it's Friday is sort of programming party, so to speak. So go ahead and really feel free to to tell me what you need. Okay, so I see we already have about 8 people in the chat across across the applications. So first of all, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoy this. Let's see how long we can make it today. I have my coffee, and I have my stamina. All right, so we already have a question on Twitch. So Jarmahent, are you streaming in a different area? You mean you see the kind of the thing behind me that is different? So this is Jarmahent is Kevin. He's a follower of this stream. So no, I'm not following in a different area. I'm not streaming from a different area. This is my home office, but I am now facing this way, and before I was facing that way. So basically I changed the layout a bit, so you can see the desk behind me, which has another computer on it, and you can see kind of the shelves here, and what you saw before is on that wall over there. And let me give you a little tour. So what you saw before was that part, and what you see now is a different part. And this is a standing desk, so I'm basically standing right now. Right, so this is kind of a tour of the home office. A tour that the little like wire on the camera here let me do. So so you should help me fix the issue I am having with the PyImgur library. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that. So can you explain what is the issue you're having, and we can try and help with that. And again, people in the chat room, again, first of all, welcome to our Friday programming party. So first, feel free to post it on social and invite friends over, because Friday is a special day, and we have a lot of fun and help a lot of people. And don't be shy if you have any projects you want to work on. Right. So Acidic Mushroom, hello. How are you? How are you? Okay, so Jarmahent, let's go ahead and explain what is the issue you're having, and then we can we can work on it. I think I still have the link you sent me, so we can check it out here. So let's go ahead here to CD downloads, and then it's a Pi image, this one. Then we can open up, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. We can open up Vim here. Okay, so let's go ahead for Twitch. So in my downloader, the PyImager library sometimes throws a bad client ID error, and sometimes it works. So you mean here in the client's Reddit, you have here, you have an imager, and you assign it to self.imager here. By the way, why are all these like weird symbols? Are you using like TextMate 2 or something like that? So let's paste it out here. All right. What is this? It's like a BOM or whatever. All right, so this is init, and then this is generate name, and then this is process URL, and this is the sleep, and a lot of breakage here. All right, this and this. Where are all this coming from? All right. Okay. So what you see here is that this one, the self.imager get image download, is having issues. Okay, that's the old file. So can you send the new file? Let's go ahead and send it over, and I'll check it out. I'm alright. Dying from this heat though. Where are you? Where are you located in the worldwide world? In the worldwide world. Where are you actually located? People on live edu, I see some people logging in. So please feel free to ask questions and comment. Right. So Sacramento. My coach is from Sacramento. Well, not Sacramento, but what is it called? Let me see. Fair Oaks. It's I think it's close to Sacramento. It's like 20 minutes or something like that. My cycling coach, Nate. All right. Okay, so I downloaded the new file. Let's go ahead and do that. So PyImage here. So here in client you have a Reddit one and pimage. Okay, so pyimager.imager here. That's okay. And then you do a client ID. And okay, so here is how I think we can fix it. Here is how I think you can fix it. Have you ever worked with the AWS API through Bado? So if you ever worked with, yeah, so this like M is just a BOM. It's like a special end to a line. Okay, so let me explain the concept here in a bit, and I show you what I plan to do here as well, right? So I still hope you can see me and hear me. So please feel free to tell me if you don't. So this is what happening with the AWS, right? So this is AWS client. All right, so AWS client essentially, we have a client object and it goes to the AWS API. So this is AWS API, and this is called refresh. Right. So here in your code, you communicate with that specific client back and forth, like you want to communicate with the Imager API. But then when this is stale, what it will do is it will tell the client, hey, I'm stale, and the client will do another refresh. So I'm thinking we need to do this to your Imager API. All right. So the way we can do this with like refreshing this specific API is pretty simple. All right. But what I need to understand from you really is this throwing an exception we can catch, or is this just returning a message? I mean, what is the result? Is it throwing an exception? So let me know. Is it throwing an exception? By the way, feel free to jump in on Skype if you want. So we can people on the stream can hear you, and then we'll have less of a delay with helping you. And this is an open invite as well. Right now I'm helping Kevin, but people in the chat room, please feel free to come over. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how are you, man?
Great.
All right. So you want me to share the screen?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, share the screen. It's gonna be a big one, but okay.
Don't worry. I have it full screen. I can see the entire thing.
Okay, great, awesome. So let me know when you can see the screen, and we can go ahead and get started. Great, awesome. So here's what I want to do. So what I want to do is essentially, instead of only doing this in init, what I want to do is, so this is returning, this is like throwing an exception, this get image thing. So it's throwing an exception. We know that for sure.
Yeah, bad client ID. This is invalid client ID. Injure error, invalid client ID.
Okay, so we can use a try here, and then catch that error. And then if that error comes back, then we can basically catch it, right? All right, so let's go ahead and do here. So PyImage, we need this one, the new one. And let's do pip. All right, so is this Python 3?
Yeah.
So let's make a virtual env Python 3 for PyImage. And I think I already have one. So it seems like I don't. Right, so then we'll do pip install -r requirements.txt. Let's install some requirements. Bang, install the requirements. So now Python main.py should give us the pictures, right? So there is an imager, and then sleeping for 30 seconds. So let's do, was it the sleep? And then let's do like 2 seconds.
It's 10, in between 10 and...
Oh, right. So let's do 10. Okay. So you're saying that after a while, it will return that invalid client ID?
Yeah, once the URL it detects that the URL is in .jpg format. Oh. There it is. See, it works there perfectly now. See?
Yeah, but what is the repeat it forever? What's the argument?
It's repeat, and then capital T true.
All right, cool. So this will run it endlessly, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So let's wait and see that happening. And you're saying that...
Yep, working.
So there it is. Now it's working, right? Well, but you're saying that this is a symptom, that sometimes it's working and sometimes it just like suddenly stops. So I'm wondering if we're ever going to see it here, live, failing. Who
You
knows?
could just turn off the repeat and just keep running the program over and over again.
Yeah, that's true. So I don't need to. I don't even need to sleep, right? You can
Yeah.
just do this. Stefan V on live edu. Hi. Okay, so Python, not this one. Okay, great. That's the one.
There it is.
Permission denied for URL. But was it? What is it saying?
You'll see the bottom one says client error, permission denied, and then on the very top line it says imgur error, invalid client ID, as if the client ID that I gave it is bad.
Okay. But is this an imager for sure?
But yeah, if you go to that website, it gives you the, I don't know if it's Ajax or JSON, I forgot what it was. Go to that little link that it gives you at the bottom line, go to it.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's copy this. Oh, but this is an API though.
Mm-hmm.
This is an API. It will not give me it through the API. Can I query it without the API? Like, what's the deal here?
To be honest, I don't know.
No, it doesn't seem like it. So maybe it's this. This one?
Yep, that's the image.
Okay. Well, the question is now, if I try this image again, will it have the same effect or not?
You can change the ID on line 21, where it says ID equals on the self.get image.
On line here, this one.
Yeah.
ID equals.
Just says imgur. Just change it to a string of the ID.
Yeah, and I can just do that one. So here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's copy this ID. I wonder if it's always the same thing or not. Okay, so let's go here. Let's delete this for now. And then that's all we want, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's run this. So it's consistently failing. So what I think is that it's consistently failing. You're just not you're just not constantly falling into this code path, because you see, like, every time I do it, it's failing.
Mm-hmm.
And p image ID, where is this coming from? So this is coming from here. So let's go to main.py. And p image ID is app info reddit. Wait. So you see this?
Ah, fuck! I don't understand. Is that why it doesn't work sometimes though?
No, it never works. But let me see. No, it never works. So let me do that. So downloads, and then I'm not. This part that you're seeing on my screen now is not showing on the screen. It's like below my my camera. So don't worry about it. All right. So where is the app info? Here it is. So app info, this one we need, right? What? That's not the one.
I can't be serious, dude.
Okay. So this is the p image ID, and your app secret is also wrong. So this one is the app secret.
How could I have just... I overthink things.
And now we do Python. And yeah, that's it. It's working.
Well, that's not a... Oh, wait.
No, I'm forcing it. That's the one.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, that's the one. Right, so we can go back to this. And And that's it. Your code is working.
That was so bad. I'm sorry.
That's all
That was
right.
extremely embarrassing.
No, that's okay. No, that's all right.
At
No,
least
no,
it wasn't something too complicated.
no, I mean, it was one of two things. It was either the client needs to refresh, or something like this. A typo, or really like even if it wasn't a typo, it might be that this was right, but then the file had like a missing character, or something like that. Um, but yeah, it's simple. So yeah, I'm guessing you don't even need me to send you the code. It's like literally.
I just fixed it.
Okay, great. So
That means I'm the entire script now. I can start working on another project.
yeah, this is pretty awesome. I really like it. I mean, and
Thanks.
it also made like the separation of this and this really makes a difference in your script.
Yeah, compared to the other one, it's like extremely long.
Yeah, and also I think that you can even make this better, and literally split those into their own little methods. They don't have to be classes, but like process, imager, image, and then like self and image ID. You know what I mean? So then you
Yeah.
can take this one and put it here. And when you do that, you can also test it in separation without needing it to fall into that code path.
Mhm.
So you can be more diligent about like testing your code, because what happened was that if you would have done what I've done, which is just separating everything out, you know what I mean? All of this is irrelevant for me, and then just take that specific little piece of code and understand that it constantly breaks. You
Mhm.
you and I would have come to the same solution in the same amount of time. The only difference is that I had the experience, and this experience did not come cheaply. It came from me doing the same mistake that you did hundreds of times. You know what I'm
No
saying? So,
mistakes.
so like hundreds of times. So first of all, don't feel bad, because it's literally a mistake I've done in production. You know what I mean? So, um, and dude,
Well,
I've done a mistake like literally yesterday. So don't worry about it, and I'm happy it's solved.
all right.
All right, man.
Well,
Have fun.
thank you so much.
Sure,
All
no
right.
problem.
See
Good
you
night.
later. Good night.
All right, so we have helped one person in this world. Kevin, come on, man. This is okay. Don't feel bad. This is great. All right, so people in the chat room, if you have any project that you want me to look at, or you want us to look at together, whether it is code review, or you want to ask me a question, this is a party. So really feel free to ask me any question. I don't want to sound. You know what? Let me just say it straight out. It's not often that you get to ask a question at an open format like this, and get advice, whether it's your career, whether it's your how do you work in the team, and so on and so forth. So really, please feel free to be open and ask the question without paying. Yeah, exactly. It's like free. So it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even cost you a cup of coffee a day, like all of these bootcamp websites, right? It's literally free. So please be open, and don't be ashamed, and don't be shy. Any question is okay. And please feel free to share this stream on Twitter and on Reddit or Hacker News or whatever you want, so we get more people here, and then we'll kind of get the questions rolling. All right, so let's go ahead and close this imager now because we don't need it. Okay, so we can open this. Awesome. Okay, so we already have a question. I have a memory leak when I run my test. How do I go about tracking the memory leak? So first of all, how do you conclude that you have a memory leak? Because a memory leak will only show its face in a long-running process. And I wonder, how do you conclude that that it's a memory leak? So, Game Me, where do you work? I work for a company called Globality. And I started there at this March. Yeah, that's where I work. I guess it's a simple question to a simple answer. So, what is the... Okay. Let me ask you two questions following that. One, what is the testing framework you're using? And two, what is the warning that Node is giving you, line by line, word by word? What is the warning that Node is giving you? And is it giving you that on the CI, or is it giving you that on your computer? Okay. So live video, let's see if you have questions. Oh man, you're very shy. Very, very shy. Stefan V, hi. That's it. Okay, so Node, max listener exceeded warning, possible event emitter memory leak detected. Exit listener added, use emitter set max listeners to increase limit. I'm using Jest. Okay, great. Okay, and it's coming from CLI. So Jest is, how would I say this without sounding like an idiot? So just try and do Jest -- max workers to 2. All right, and try running your test like that, and let me know if your test suite is still telling you that you have a memory leak. Because that might be an event loop and event emitter problem by just having too many open workers. So just try to set -- max workers on Jest and see if that helps. It will slow down your tests a bit, but if you still get that error, you 100% have a memory leak. But first, let's see that. Because if I remember, what is that project you're working on? Is that the one with the radio? I don't remember. Still got the error. Okay, so is that code you can share? Is that code you want me to look at? You want you want to open here on the stream, because it's kind of hard to debug that, in any other way, I think. So if you feel comfortable with looking at that on the stream, or yeah, it's on Discord. Oh, so it's the one with the okay. So let's open up Discord. Okay, Discord. Okay, Discord. Is that the one with help? Okay, great. So let's see that. Okay. So that's the one, right? The SoundCloud Analytics. SoundCloud Analytics. Do I need anything for this? Do I need like a database running? What do I need to have this running and run the tests? So let's see, what do I need? So first of all, let me clone this here. So let's go to open source and git clone this. Oh, Elasticsearch and Postgres. Okay. So seems like I already looked at this code because I have it here. Okay, so I need Elasticsearch and Postgres. Okay, Postgres is not a huge problem. Elasticsearch is more of a problem, but let's take this line by line. So open source and then SoundCloud Analytics. Okay, so are the warnings coming from the server tests or from the client tests? Only my server tests. All right. So only my server tests. Okay, great. Well, not great, but let's go ahead and look at that. So we have the setup here, and we have just setup. Okay, so just setup is .env.test. Okay, so we have a read file, and you also reject. I wonder if this automatically closes the file, but if not, then we're going to look at that. Okay, so we have the parser test, nothing here. We have, okay. So we have assertions here. And to run the test, do I need Elasticsearch running? So clients and then SoundCloud. So what do we have? Oh, it's knock. Okay. So knock. So knock, knock, knock. Okay. Okay, that's all right. Controllers. So you only need Elasticsearch for my API test. So let's try, how do we install Elasticsearch? So brew, install Elasticsearch. You think so? You can also run it in Docker, but let's run Elasticsearch. Yeah, please send me your .env.test if you can. Okay, so people in the chat room, I think we have about 20 people so far. So please feel free to send in your questions and don't be shy. Okay, so let's do Elasticsearch Docker. It seems like it's better, so let's look at that. So we have Elasticsearch. Let's do Docker run, and we have this transport host. Okay, so let's do Docker run. And does this expose nodes already? Okay, let's see Elasticsearch latest. Okay, so it's gonna pull in Elasticsearch latest. Okay, let's go ahead and see if we have questions on Twitch. Can you narrow it down to a subset of tests which might be causing the error? It only happens when I run all tests, and yeah, this is usually the problem. This usually is the problem when you run all the tests together. Suddenly things become brittle and kind of breakable. So I can totally see that and totally get that. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to open, and that's not what I wanted to open. Why does this keep opening? Wait, did OBS die? Okay, OBS did not die. Okay. Something was wrong. Wait a second. Wait a second. I lost my train of thought. Okay. So yes. So please send me your .env. Thank you for the follow, J Tompkins. Thank you for the follow. So should I not be worried then? No, you should be worried. What? No, it didn't. What? I don't know what you mean. Okay. I think you mean the OBS fail, but no, it didn't fail. That's what you're saying. Okay, so I have Elasticsearch running, and it's is it exposing? Okay. So let's do P 9200 to 9200 and dash P 9300 to 9300, and let's run Elasticsearch again. Okay, now this looks better. We have Elasticsearch running on 0000 9200. Supposed to be. Yes, it is. We have Elasticsearch running. Okay, so do you think I should be proficient with a language before I go and apply for a job? No, I don't. I think so. You sent me the .env on Discord. Great. So let me go and download it from Discord for just a second. Excuse me. In Jarmahend, I'm gonna answer your question. So do you think I should be proficient with a language before I go and apply for a job? So let me ask you this. Do you think I am proficient with Python? I am. Me. Do you think I am proficient with Python? So answer that question. Chew on that for a second. Okay, so and while I go search on Discord. Okay, so this is your env. And let me copy that over. Okay, so Jarmahent, you said yes, right? So the answer to that is no. The answer to that is completely and utterly no. I started working with Python basically in March. And before that, I basically touched Python years ago. So I'm definitely not proficient in Python. But I'm proficient in programming, and I'm proficient in solving problems and thinking through things. The language has nothing to do with it. And proficient is also a very gray subject. All right, so let's do that. So CD. So now I'm back with acidic mushroom. So what I'm gonna do is copy that to the open source. Where was it? The SoundCloud. Okay, so let's CP downloads env, and then copy this to .env.test. And let me open that in Vim, not on the screen. Okay, so log into false. And Elasticsearch address is 0000. Okay, so do I just run yarn test? NPM test? How do I run the tests here? Oh, I need to go to the server probably. Okay, so npm install probably first. Yeah, okay, great. So first let me do npm install. And while I'm doing npm install, let me answer Jarmahend again. So I have this thing, I'm sorry about that. So I have this thing where, my God, you just broke my teeth. Where I like to overthink things. As you can obviously see, when I try to solve a problem, I overthink and think it, and I am blind to the obvious solution. It's always been a problem for me. So, first of all, chillax, man. Okay, so first of all, chillax. Like, seriously, right? We all can be overthinkers sometimes. It takes, dude, it takes years of experience, years and years and years of experience to confidently come and say, fuck everything. This is the solution. That's it. There is no way that there is another solution, right? So let me give you an example, right? So at my new workplace, I started in March, and we had this bug with provisioning a piece of infrastructure. And we constantly, encounter this bug, and it's like, dude, we're doing something wrong. And then, I came in and I said something simple. Look, we're not doing anything wrong. Anything. It's either a bug with AWS or it's a bug with Terraform. That's it. We're not doing anything wrong. Everything we're doing is right. There is nothing wrong with our code. There is nothing wrong with our configuration. I have checked everything. And we ended up finding a bug in Terraform, and I actually fixed it, and I issued a pull request, and now we use Terraform with my fix inside it. So my argument here is it takes years of experience to develop that not overthinking bone in your body, and it takes years of experience to like jump between things, like jump. Okay, like jump. Okay, this is not it. This is not it. This is not it. This is not it. Okay, bam. Now new thing, right? It takes just a long time and a lot of experience to do that. So I really would not overthink that you're overthinking, if that makes sense. You have to understand that this is a part of your development as a person, and this is a part of your development as a professional. And it takes time to develop that confidence and that bone in your body that is not overthinking and is not constantly doubting yourself. So that doubt is actually pretty healthy now, because if you had, and what I saw is that a lot of people that are new to programming, but they're more, maybe as a person they're more confident than you are, naturally. What they do is they make the other mistake, right? They make the other mistake of, like, I've checked everything, and this is not this is not my problem, but it actually ended up being their problem, and big time their problem. You know what I'm saying? Or people doing things too fast, and not slowing down, right? So there is a balance there, right? There is a balance, and sometimes. Sometimes myself, right, as a professional, I make that mistake of not looking again because I've done this thing 100 times. I've done this thing like 200 times. Sometimes I make that mistake of not looking again and not checking myself again. So that checking yourself again and making sure again, it's not a disadvantage. It's actually an advantage. So at least that's how I look at it. Okay, so acidic mushroom, I am with you again. So I did npm install. And we have Elasticsearch running. And let's go ahead and run your NPM tests. So first thing I see, okay. So seems like, do I need to run the server in test mode as well? Because I'm seeing a couple of tests failing. Oh, Postgres running. Let's go and wait a second. Do I need Postgres running as well? Let's go ahead and run Postgres here. I'm pretty sure I do, but no, I don't. Okay, so now I have Postgres running, but I likely don't have your database. It's not migrated. So it's likely going to have the same effect. So let's look at your .env here and see what the database is. Postgres database, SoundCloud, Postgres host, localhost, Postgres password is pa. And then what? Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and create the table. P SQL dash U. What is the username? Root. Dash U root. What? P SQL. What? Wait a second. What's going on? Oh, it's dash D root. What? Wait. Now, why am I confused by this? Okay, so let me just see here. So thanks, man, dude. You're welcome. I'm really glad I could help here. And again, if you have another question or a follow up, as always, really feel free to open it here, and we'll do our, I'll do my best to answer it. So dash dash. Which database do I have here? So let's do create DB, and the database should be this one. So let's copy this. Where am I? Here. Okay, so let's do P SQL dash D SoundCloud. This one. Okay, so I have the database now. Right. So what I'm thinking now is that I'm still gonna have an issue with the username. But let's see. So npm test. I'm likely gonna have the issue with the, yeah. Okay, so here, let's do Postgres. Okay, so let me just 1 second create, what's going on? Okay, create user Postgres. I think there is a create user. Okay. So this does exist. So what is the issue? Okay, let's try this. npm test. Okay, so now less failed. Database. Why is it searching for this database though? I have the database here correctly. So acidic mushroom. I'm trying to like run this. Oh, Postgres username. Okay, let's try that. npm test. Yes, I'm changing env test. Yes. And yeah, seems like it's still failing. Database does not exist, but I'm not. So I have the Postgres database as SoundCloud Analytics Dev, and I have the host as localhost and the port. So everything here looks good. So I'm not. Oh, wait a second. Should this .env.test be here? npm test. Okay, now this looks better. Now only one test failed. Right, so only 2 tests failed. All right, so let's do that. So run. So first of all, I'm not getting that warning at all. I'm not getting that warning about the about the memory leak. So I don't know what's going on. So are you getting that consistently? So Elasticsearch, everything looks good. It might be the login false and login true that, I changed and you did not. Okay, so now I have two tests that are still failing. Now it's actually coming from Elasticsearch. Index not found, exception, not such index. Index or alias, SoundCloud Analytics Dev, index SoundCloud Analytics Dev. Is that coming from Elasticsearch? Do I need to do something for Elasticsearch to make it work? Anyway, I'm not getting that error, so I don't know where it's coming from if I can't reproduce it. Okay, so let's revisit here. People on Twitch. So acidic mushroom, I don't see that. I'm trying to kind of reproduce that, and I definitely don't see that. So I'm sorry here. Okay, so people in the chat room, whether on Twitch or here on Live EDU, again, this is a time of Q&A. So if you have a question or a comment, people that are watching that's this stream every day this week, this is your opportunity to give some feedback and ask questions. And really, feel free to ask any question you want. I think oftentimes, those questions remain not even unanswered, but unasked, which is the worst form, I guess. So please do feel free to ask those questions here. Okay, so in case you're not following the channel, what was that accent that I just did? So in case you're not following the channel, over here, I think here on Twitch is the follow button. Feel free to come in and follow. You will see a nice zombie dancing on the screen for you. And then you make sure that you're not missing out on streams. Okay, so if no more questions, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to building the Pomodoro timer. And see how it goes. So acidic mushroom, I'm missing a lot of information. So let me know what else I can do to help, because I don't see what you're seeing. Okay, so let's split the screen here and then another one here, and let's resize it above the camera like so. Great. Okay. All right, so while we are here, let's tweet this out. So let's get some more people here. Okay, so feel free to also, guys, tweet this out. Too many tags. Oh my god, like a social media consultant. The question, Twitch. Okay, so the question is, what did you set Elasticsearch address to? So I set Elasticsearch address to 0000, which is where my Docker container lives. So it did find Elasticsearch. It just was missing the index. The question is whether it's supposed to be creating the index during the stream, during the tests, or should I create the index before? Coffee. So that's kind of the thing that wasn't clear to me and still isn't clear to me. Was it supposed to create the index as part of npm tests, or was it supposed to not? Okay, so people on live edu. I don't know how many people we have. How many people do we have on live edu? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 people on live edu. So please, 5 people on live edu, including live edu support. Welcome, live edu support. You've been very supportive in the past. Okay, so if you have, guys in the chat room, guys and gals in the chat room, people in the chat room, if you have any question, please let me know. Okay, if not, then we're going to continue working on the Pomodori server. So in case you don't know, let me open it up here. So we are working on the most connected Pomodoro timer. Okay, and that Pomodoro timer actually has a very, very noble cause. I don't know if noble, but a very big cause. And that cause is solving distractions in the open office. I don't know how many of you are working in an open office situation where essentially everybody is sitting in a big room, and how big your company is. But it can be a huge problem with distractions. And currently, the universal "Don't bother me" sign is putting headphones on. That signals to your coworkers, "Hey, I'm focusing. Don't bother me. I'm in the zone," and so on and so forth. But that's not always enough. So what I want to create is I essentially want to create a Pomodoro timer, which will have a hardware part of it, which is going to be just a little LED that you stick on top of your screen. And then you say, okay, so I'm going to start working on a task, and then you'll have stats and, everything of like that. But it will also, come kind of circle back to your computer and put Slack on Do Not Disturb mode, and put, the Mac on Do Not Disturb mode, or Windows or Linux, of course. And then once you're done, then it's going to flash green again, and people know that, now you're available, which is pretty awesome. And the purpose or the goal is to work on all of the sides of this product. So it's like seriously a full stack product, right? So we have a server side, which we're building right now with Node.js. We're going to have the client side, which going to have like 3 clients, basically: a web, a Mac client at first. Eventually, it's going to have a Windows client and a Linux client as well. And it will have a mobile, which is going to be React Native. And then it's going to be the LED on the computer, and also a CLI with Golang. All right, so pretty cool and pretty awesome. So right now, what we're working on is the server side of this. And the server side of this is just an API. And the API is an Express app, which is fairly simple. So this is kind of the part that we're working on right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and kind of continue working on that. Okay, so let's see where we are. Okay, we only had. Okay, so you want to see Twitch. So the error message you are getting. Well, I don't have it open anymore, but I can try and have it. So let's do open source, and then SoundCloud here. Let's do a tmux here and open here and here. And here we're going to run Postgres, and here we're going to run the Docker run the Elasticsearch one. And here we're going to run npm test. Okay. Running. Okay, so unknown response. I don't know if I see that anymore. Now I'm seeing something else. Users API, post API users, create SoundCloud users. So now I'm actually not seeing the same thing. Oh, so relations user does not exist. So seems, do I need to migrate my test database? Because it seems like we're over the Elasticsearch part and now the database is failing. So do I need to migrate? Do I have a migrations here? Where is it? SRC. Do I have migrations? Okay, so let's see here. So we have SRC. Yeah, I don't see migration, so I don't know what is this really supposed to do. So Postgres database, Postgres username. So Postgres seems to be connected, and I can see the output here. So you're saying I don't have any migrations, should I? Well, yes, you should. And really the question is, what should I do to kind of have this running? You know what I mean? Do I need to create a database? Do you have scripts to create a database? Like what's the process? You know what I mean? How do you automate this process of running your tests? It seems like it's running on your computer, but on my computer, like everything blows up, and this is a bad thing because it's also gonna blow up on Circle CI or any CI that you're using once you're gonna push it there. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the case I'm trying to make here. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this one running, and if you have more questions, then I would love to help. Again, people in the chat room, I don't want to, I don't think I'm saying it enough because we keep getting new people and it keeps getting bigger and bigger here in terms of how many people are viewing. Friday is a special day here on the stream, and it's a special day because we are focused as a group in helping each other. I don't know, it sounds hippie or whatever, but it's more of ask your question, get your answer, or if you have a code review, or if you want to work on a project together, or you want to, you have a question and you think all of the people on the chat on the stream are going to benefit from that, then this is your time. So first of all, welcome if you're new to the stream, and second, don't be shy. You can ask questions in the chat room. And you can also jump in on Discord. Let me paste in the Discord channel. And on Discord you can also voice. We also have YouTube. Yeah, and really don't be shy. Okay, so if everybody's shy, then I'm just gonna continue working, because what else am I going to do? I'm just going to keep talking here to myself. Not going to keep talking to myself. Okay. So what do we have here? So we have what do I want? Okay, so yesterday what I've done is here on the server's factory, I created this process open tasks, which is supposed to be called through an API. Jar my hand. What? I don't know. So this is supposed to be called through an API. And so what I want to do now is kind of have that as an API. Okay, so let's see what do we have here. So if we go to our routes index, we see we have a route for users and we have a route for auth. And if we split the screen here for a second and we go to route.users, so users, what is going on? Users.route. And we see this is the route for users. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to create an SRC server routes and then task.route.js. Okay, and I basically want to copy over the user's route like so, and then this is task, which is going to be the task routes, and auth is going to be task. And now this looks good. So we have a tasks, which is awesome. Okay, great. So now we have a user controller and auth controller. We can remove that. We can remove the validation. And auth controller, check auth, user controller dot get. Okay, so let's do auth controller, check auth. So we have a check auth. If request dot user, great. So auth controller dot get. Dot put dot delete. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to say a router dot get, or actually post to process what? Okay, so here to process open, and then this is going to be task controller dot process open. Then we can remove all of this and return the router. And now what we want to do is import task controller from here, controllers, task.controller. And now let's go ahead and create this. So src controllers. Oh, it's actually not showing when I do that. So let me bring this up a bit here. Oh, now it's better. Okay. So src controllers. So server controllers and then task.controller.js. And what I could do is copy this. And we need the task factory. All right, let's close this. Right, so then we can delete all of these. We can delete this, and then this is process open. Process open. So we have another question on Twitch. Supernova Boy. First of all, welcome. Oh, wait, it's not Nova Boy. Wait a second. What am I doing? It's Supernova Y. Okay. So what are you building today? And this is what I'm building. Working. This is what we're working on. But I just want to explain one thing to you, Supernova. Friday is a special day, and I keep saying that on the stream. It's like I need an FAQ video or something like that. So Squat Rag is now following. Thank you so much for the follow. So Supernova, just to explain, Friday is a special day, and Friday is a special day because I think every day this stream is very interactive, but on Friday this is the priority. You know, I have my coffee. And I have the time, and I have the mood usually on a Friday. So it's really a more of a open question, open forum kind of thing, where you can really ask anything you want, whether it's a programming question, not an interview question. Don't interview me. But if you have a question about some piece of code that you wrote, or my opinion on something, if you care about my opinion, which I don't think you do, but whatever you really want, this is kind of the time. Friday is a special day here on the stream, and it's more interactive than any other day. Okay, so we're gonna do the process open here. And here, what we are going to do is let's open up the task factory. Awesome. So we are going to do be returning the task factory dot process open tasks. Right? Okay, and actually what I want though, but actually what I want is to do this. Promises. So let promises equals to this. And then what I want to do is promises dot push task dot save. Right? And then here, promise dot all promises dot, so return new promise, resolve and reject dot then promises. You know what? Let's do P here because I don't really care about this. And then we're going to resolve with true. And then dot catch. Right? And then here we are going to reject with error. Okay? So I think this is better. not much better, but at least I don't hate it. So then return this, and this will return a promise. And if this returns a promise, okay, so this now I need to do then result here. Why do I keep doing question mark? What's going on with my keyboard mapping here? I need to fix this. Okay. So let's go to Twitch. I see we have a question. I was able to run the test after git cloning my project and killing Elasticsearch and Postgres. Can you send me the Postgres error you're getting now? So the Postgres error I'm getting is that it does not find the user's relation. So you likely have the table that I don't. So what I think you're doing is you're running your tests against your development database, and you have your development database already running. So maybe you can send me an export of your database, and then I can import it, or even send me your SQL schema, and I can do that. Otherwise, I just don't have the table. So this is what it's doing. Okay, then rest.send. I don't know. Let's do okay, and then I think this should be enough. Right, and let's do yarn start. And the app is crashing. Cannot load module task route. Okay, so let's do index.route. Okay, and then what is going on? Okay. So, okay, got it. So now I'm going to move src server routes task.route. So make dir -p src server routes task. And then I'm going to move src server routes task.route to src server routes task, like so. And now the server should be running, and it's not. Right, so now it's not running on something else. So let's fix that. So let's go to the task factory. And promise, return new promise, resolve and reject. What's the problem? Return new promise with resolve and reject. Yeah. What's the problem? What do you want? New promise, resolve, reject. What is going on? Unexpected token. Wait a second. Return new promise, resolve and reject. New promise, resolve, reject, and open a function. That's it. What am I doing wrong here? Simple function. What is going on? Okay, let's see. New promise. Why is this confusing? Yeah, return new promise. New promise with resolve and reject. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so yeah. So this is resolve and reject, and fat arrow here. And then here, close this, like so. Now this is running. Okay, so get list of users, task route, task.route. Okay, this is clearly not what we want. Okay. One more thing I fucked up. Come on. Route is not defined. Router dot route. What is going on? Router dot post. Okay, let's see it. Auth.route. What am I missing here? So router.route me.get. So this is router.route here on process open dot post and then this. Okay, this is not pose but post. And let's see if it's fixing it. It's still not fixing it. So router.route task controller dot process open. Task route is not defined. So let's look at index.route. Task route. And yeah, this is task routes, plural. Okay, finally? Okay, finally. Great. So what I want to do now is open up Postman here. And let's open it on here so you can see it clearly. And let's post to API tasks and then process open. And we don't really need a body here. We just need to send a post request. So it's task. Okay, so we're getting okay, which is great. The question is whether it's working or not. And really to see if it's working, what we need to do is we need to do the process.route here dot post, and then this is create, like so. And then go to the task.controller here and open up a new method called create. So let's do process open and create. Okay, so let's call this create. And then users.controller. Let's see what we have here. Request.user, request.user, request.body.email. Okay, so actually what we can do is we can send the request body to this one. Awesome. So let's go ahead and do the create here. And let's look at the task factory. And we have a create. So we are going to do task factory dot create. And we are going to call this with a request.body. So we actually need to do validations here. But for now, this is okay. And then res.send and okay. Okay. What? Where's my K? There it is. Okay, so okay. All right, so let's do that. And let's do here, we need a user ID so we can do, oh, this is JSON. User ID so we can do, I don't know, something XXX because we're not doing validations yet. What else do we need? Task time, which is going to be 20 minutes. And I think this is really all we need. So let's post this. What's happened? Something failed. And of course it did, because I'm missing a fat arrow, as I always do. Okay, so let's do that. Now it's running, and let's send. And we get okay. Now this is interesting. Because the question is whether this is really working or not. And really, let's see. All right, so let's do here. Let's do another one for open. And then here, what we're going to do is we're going to do task factory dot get all open tasks. Like so, tasks. And this time I did not forget a fat arrow. And then res.json of tasks. And then this is open. And let's go to task.route. And let's do this with get. And this is going to be open. Okay, let's let node open this and let's do get and API task. And we do see tasks, which is great. And we see all of the open ones. And the status is 1. So essentially what we need in order to verify this is if we post, we need all of these tasks now in the get to change their status. And I don't see that they do, which is not good. So we are creating our tasks, but it's not updating their state. Where is my database? Here. So let's rm-rf data here and docker ps. All right, so docker run, and let's run Mongo again. Here. Okay. Okay, so Mongo is now running, which means that this get should return nothing, and it does. And if we do this post with a new one, then that's okay. And now if I do process open here, I get okay. And if I go to the get, I should see 1, but the task status is still 1. And the task status should not be 1 here. Okay, but our tests are working here. So let's see here what's going on. So process open dot then. So let's go to the task factory here and process open task. Now, task. Oh, okay. Oh, this is actually working as expected. Oh, man. Okay, this is working as expected. So what I want to do is create a task with the task time of 1. And then when I get the task, you see the 1 is 20 minutes and 1 is 1 minute. And basically what I need to do is process open, and then only this task, which is going to be expired, only this task needs to be processed. So we're going to wait 1 minute. And this is going to be fascinating work. Fascinating to wait 1 minute in a live stream. Okay, so while we wait for 1 minute, which is absolutely fascinating, we have time for questions. So people in the chat room, this is your time. Your time to shine, your time to be interesting, your time to be awesome, your time to be amazing, your time to be a rock star. This is your time. Shine, be a rock star, be amazing. And I think we have some amazing people here on the chat room. So please do. And while we do that, while we do that, okay, so let's go and run this again. So we're gonna process open and send. And now when we get, so the task status here, well, the question is whether it's expired or not. So the task start time is 39. Well, the question is whether it's really expired or not. Okay. Clearly not working. Very clearly not working. But this is, oh my God. Damn. Why is this even allowing me to do this? So send and then get. What is going on? Okay. Yes. Amazing. Okay, so this actually worked. Because what's happening is that now this tasks is actually only open tasks. So it shouldn't really show me the tasks that's being processed. Okay, so that's great and that's working. Twitch. Butter Toast. Are you a developer for a living? Yes, I am a developer for a living. GitHub. This is my GitHub profile. As you can see, I am very not active. And what else do you want? You want my LinkedIn as well for recruiters? LinkedIn. What is my even LinkedIn profile? I don't even know what's my how do I link to my LinkedIn profile? Is that my LinkedIn profile? Okay, there you go. There you go. So yes, I am a developer for a living. If your 5-year-old self suddenly found themselves inhabiting your current body, what would your 5-year-old self do? So my question, well, because I have a 5-year-old, this is not a theoretical question, and the question is, does my son, he's 5, does my son know that he's inhabiting my body and now he has all the options that I have as his father? Or is this just like he's an adult suddenly, a 35, very fit adult? That is the question. Well, I don't know what the question is. The question is whether it's just an adult or whether it's his father. So if it's his father, the answer is very simple. He would go to the Lego store immediately and use my credit card to buy everything. Just everything. And yeah. Okay, so this is now working and actually working very well. So this is a good time to add some stuff here. And commit-m processing of open tasks with the API. And let's do git push origin master here. And amazing. Great. So now let's do a read pipe here. And this is a cool kind of trick if you don't know it. And let's map dash T to do npm test, and now I'm gonna run npm test. And what you see here, do you see that? So what I do is I run npm test while reading a pipe. And then I can continue working in Vim without breaking my thought process. So sorry for another question, but what are you making? So here's why I don't answer that question on the stream. I don't answer that question on the stream because it has political consequences, and political consequences that I'm not comfortable with facing. Because the problem is, and I'm really open with answering that question in real life, but on the stream, it has political consequences, because what can happen is people you're working with, or people working under you, or just in general people, they can be offended, or they can feel betrayed, if you expose that number. I don't agree with that being such taboo, with discussing it openly in an office, but that's the case, and because that's the case, then I avoid answering that question. But if you want to, if you want, I don't know, something, then what you need is to go to, I don't know, Glassdoor and do senior software. I don't know, do senior SRE. I don't know, something like that, right? This gives you a range. Where I am in that range is again, has a political consequence. So that's why I don't answer that question on the stream. No, that's all right. You really do not, dude. That's all right. First of all, I did not mean to embarrass you by not answering. Oh, okay, got it. Because I get asked the question. Shit. I get asked the question a lot on the stream, so that's why I came in with that answer, because it did not surprise me. It's not the first time that I'm being asked. So. No, that's all right. No, that's all right. That's all right. Misunderstanding. Nothing happened. No harm done. Don't worry about it at all, and don't be embarrassed, because I'm not. So what am I making? You mean on the stream? On the stream, I'm working on this. And off the stream, I am working on this. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. Off the stream, I'm working on this. And this is a very amorphic term. But it's essentially what it does. It's a system to do procurement for companies. So if a company, imagine a tech giant, or imagine... I don't want to expose client list or anything like that. I don't know if I'm supposed to, but imagine a big company, how do you call that, top 500 company? I feel like there is a term, but think of the, top 10, top 20, top 30 companies in the world, and they want to do a social media campaign in Germany, and they need to find social media consultants in Germany, and they need to find companies in Germany, and they need to pass money around and escrow and all of that. So we deal with that. That's the system we're building. That's the system I'm building at my workplace. So I hope that after that misunderstanding answered your answered your question, and please don't be embarrassed by me misunderstanding your question, because it's not the first time that I was asked that question on the stream, and I was immediately kind of assuming that you meant something else. So I'm sorry if I assumed. I did not mean that. So imagine not social media campaigns, right? Imagine an environmental project, right? They want to do something, they want to build a gas pipe. They want to do, they want to do a big project in another country where they don't know the suppliers, they don't know the providers, they don't know anybody, they have no connections and so on. So they need to find suppliers and they need to find providers to provide that service for them. It's a big deal. And that big deal is costing companies a lot of money. I don't know if you ever saw a process that is called an RFP process, basically a request for proposal. It's a huge process. It's like huge document and it's circling around in a company. So what we do is we come and we untie all of these things and we make it easier for companies to work and to do business in the global economy that we live in now. Okay, great. So again, I'm sorry if I assumed anything about your question from before. Definitely did not mean that. Okay, so let's go ahead and run npm test again, and it's running great. Okay, so we have tests and the tests are passing. Now, what I want to do. Let's see if we have something on Twitch. So very cool. Thanks for the info. No worries about the misunderstanding. Yeah, no problem at all. And yeah, no worries about the misunderstanding at all. It's just that I'm so used to that question in that context that I immediately assumed. So yeah, JS has static. And it's not really JS, it's not JS the JS but it's like ECMAScript something. So I can work with that through Bubble and all of that. So yeah, you can make classes and you can make static and so on and so forth. Okay, so by the way, I don't know. Oh, TV Josh, where are you? TV Josh, how are you, man? Kamzak is not here today, so you're not. I'm sorry. But at last Friday, the reason I'm the reason I'm laughing is because TV Josh had a run-in with another viewer in our last stream party. And it got I don't know, should I say it got ugly? I don't know if it got ugly, but it got heated up. It heated up as much as any chat conversation in the internet can go. So yeah, so that was exactly. I agree 100%. But look, I can prove to you. I can prove to you it wasn't. Okay, great. So what did I want to do? Okay, so I don't know, how many people do we have in the chat room now? Let's see. How many people? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Why can I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Okay, that's not bad for like 9 p.m. on a Friday. How many people do we have on Live EDU? Live EDU is like the quietest. I think I'm going to stop streaming there. Seriously, it's been weeks since I've got a question there, so I don't know why I bother. I mean, it used to be really cool, but I don't know. GMT -8. I am on PST. I don't know, like GMT minus what. SF GMT. Yeah, I think it's GMT minus 8. Yeah. Yeah. GMT minus 8. Yeah. I'm on PDT or PST with in summertime. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I live in the capital of Silicon Valley. San Jose, bro. San Jose, bruh. Yeah, this is where I am. This is where I'm at right now. Literally, right now. Okay. What did I want to say? What did I want to do? Butter toast. I'm listening. I'm interning in San Jose this summer. Nice, but traffic sucks. So first of all, traffic absolutely fucking sucks. But and I fucking hate San Francisco. But I don't drive. And what I do is I do this. And I just bike to work. I just bike to work and bike back, and yeah, that's like my sanity. Today I drove because I had no legs in the morning, and like my legs were absolutely fucking shameful today. So I had to drive, and it was just the worst experience in the world. I don't know how people do it. I just don't know how people do it. Like the 280 and the 85 and the 101. Oh my God, don't get me started. No, don't get me started. So the question is, do you have a nice car? And I think the answer to that is problematic. Because this is the car I have. This is the car I have. This one, not a 2017, 2015, but this is the car I have. In boring gray. This one. This is the car. No, not even that nice color. I have it in gray. The soccer mom. Man, I have 3 kids. Don't judge. I have 3 kids. What are you talking about? I have to. What do you mean? I mean, that's the threshold. That's the threshold. The threshold is that for 3 kids you need an SUV, a minivan. That's it. 3 kids, man. 3 kids. 3 kids in like stealing safety seats, you know? Come on, man. And yeah. So it's a very nice car, but it's a nice car for me. Do you tint the back windows so you can do bong rips in the back? The no comment. No comment. So Acidic Mushroom is asking, would you buy an electric bike? The answer to that is, you mean for me personally, or just as a commuter bike? You mean as a hypothetical question for someone else? So for me, no, I would never buy an electric bike ever. My electricity comes from my fat. No. So for me, I never. So for me, I don't. I wouldn't. And I think Jarmahent is on point. So I definitely don't smoke now, because I have to. It's like I never have the time. You know, I'm always on the bike and racing. Yeah, I guess I'm boring, man. I'm like a father of 3, boring, with a Sienna, and a professional engineer from San Jose. What the fuck? What in the name of God is happening to my life? Now I'm like, now I'm bummed. Okay, so let's go back to um, I want to get a nice job and travel everywhere. Um, you're having a midlife crisis right now? No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm just kidding. I don't have a midlife crisis, and I don't think I will. I'm very happy with what I have. I'm just kidding. There, I think very different from other people. I'm very happy with what I am. Okay, so I want to get a nice job and travel everywhere. So traveling, dude, traveling sucks. I mean, traveling for work. Traveling for work absolutely sucks. And what you can do, I think, what you said, Kevin Jarmahent, you said, what? You said you were like 19 years old, 19 or 20 years old. At 90 or 20 years old, your living expenses are basically zero. So I think what you can do really is just like move to somewhere cheap and be some kind of a digital nomad. You know what I mean? I think in this day and age, it's really acceptable and quite easy to do it. I think the tools and the culture and everything is there, and everything is ripe. Um, yeah, so 19 paying for a car, insurance, and phone. Yeah, man, that's like what? That's like what? Like $400 a month. And you can move to a place that would rent you a room, and come to the Silicon Valley and rent a room for like $1,000 or I don't know whatever. And just come here and just do meetups for like 2 weeks, and then go to Southern California and do things. It's like you're 19, everything in the world is yours. When I was 19, I was doing very different things, very very different things. um so yeah, just like open up. Okay, so now this is working, and what I can do or want to do is go to the Trello, and I want to see what we have here in the Trello. Okay, let's see here. But before I do that, what I want to do here is just 1 second. So demo 183. So I'll be back in a second with your question. My dog is just making sounds here that she wants me to open the backyard. So I'm gonna go open up the backyard, and I'm gonna be back in a second. So let me just do something here, and let's do this, and let's what's going on here. Let's do like 64. Okay. And let's move this here. Okay, so give me 2 minutes and I'll be back. Okay? 2 minutes. Okay, and I am back. Demo 183, Kenso Dev, just got here. Best tips, resources for learning JS. Um, so, and I think Butter Toast is answering you kind of on point. The, none, really none that I can recommend. I think what you want is to follow, and I'm really not trying to promote this stream here, but what you need to follow is someone building a project, like one project from scratch. And what you can see even here, when you build a project from scratch, then you cannot assume anything about like the current environment, about the current like libraries that you have. You need to kind of add everything as you go along, and that forces you to really go slower and do things in a different pace. So no resources that I can think of. I think Udemy courses tend to be good, but other than that, I'm sorry, I just don't follow this stream. Seriously, follow this stream. I'm an entry-level WordPress developer. I know HTML and CSS, and I have a pretty decent grip of PHP. So you definitely should find yourself comfortable in JavaScript. Definitely. Acidic Mushroom. How can I make my tests run reliably on different environments? I can't reproduce your errors, and it's pissing me off. Okay, so first of all, Amit, hey man, how are you? Welcome back. Wow, I haven't seen you here in a while. So Acidic Mushroom, what you need to do is to delete your database. Just a second, so people in the chat room know I'm talking about like test database and development database and not production database. So delete your database and then try to run it with just absolutely nothing, right? Just try to run it with nothing, and then you'll see all of your problems. And you'll be able to reproduce. So delete your Elasticsearch cluster, delete your database, start them from scratch, and then you'll see incrementally what problems you're having. So demo 183. What? Free Code Camp is an excellent place to learn JS by building your own projects. Great. So Free Code Camp. Let's see if we can follow that recommendation. Free Code Camp. Start coding. Sign up with GitHub. Public data only. No problem. Public data is okay. Slow. Come on. Okay, go. What do I want? JS. JavaScript. Okay. What? What's going on? Okay. Got it. What's going on? I don't even know what's going on. Okay, say hello to HTML. That's not what I want. I know. Okay. So anyway, Free Code Camp. That's all right, but can we do like no, that's not what I want. I want like responsive design. No. No. Responsive. No. Basic front end, basic JavaScript. Let's see. Comment, declare JavaScript variables. Yeah, this is exactly the how I don't like, but I get it. Let's see, add new properties. Okay. And where is JavaScript? MongoDB API project. That's nice. Set up your API development. Open link. What is it? Glitch. Okay, got it. That's okay. Seems good. Twitch. I've tried deleting my Elasticsearch index and dropping my Postgre database, and it still works. What? So no, it's not working for me. 100%. Not working for me. I cannot reproduce your issues. I still have it here running in Tmux. So I can I can show you that. Right, so let's split it here and let's go to the server and run npm test. And let's focus on that one. And now you see 2 failed, 3 failed. And what you can see is index already exists exception. Now it's something different. Index already exists exception. Okay, what does that mean? Okay. So now this one. Yeah, it's failing on index. Index already exists exception in SoundCloud Analytics Dev already exists with index UUID, index SoundCloud Analytics Dev. The question is whether this is an Elasticsearch. So that's my issue. That's what I'm getting. What I can do is delete all of the containers. What is it? Docker rm, and then here I can do docker ps-aq, and then just remove all of them. Okay, and then try to run the Elasticsearch one again without, now it won't have data. So it's gonna start with a new index. And then I'm gonna run npm test. And now it's failing on something else. So now it's failing on something that it failed before. So as you can see, something here is, and yeah, now it's failing on relation users does not exist. And now if I'm gonna run it, it's gonna fail on something else. So yeah, now it's failing on index already exists exception. What version of Elasticsearch are you using? What version of Elasticsearch are you using? Okay, so while we, I don't know, try to debug this, we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 people on the stream. So first of all, welcome if you haven't been here before. I just want to explain the Friday stream again. Differently from all the other streams that we're doing, which are still interactive. The Friday stream, the purpose of the stream is to be interactive. So it's open. Sorry for the bark from my dog. It's open for your questions. It's open for your comments. It's open for really anything you want to ask, whether it's a career question or whether it's a programming question or anything like that. So please feel free to, first of all, follow the stream, follow the channel, and you're gonna see a nice little zombie welcoming you. If you have questions, just write them in the chat room and we get to them one by one. So 5.4.1, I think that's the one that I'm running as well. And if not that, but definitely not something that is far from that. All right, so this is done. So we can go ahead and make that as done. Spencer, thank you for the follow. So create user API. This is also done. So what do we need now, really? So we have Butter Toast 1. Thank you for the follow. I'm going to drink some coffee for you both. Now my coffee is cold, but what can I do? I can't do anything. Demo 183 is asking, what am I building? And you can do a working command, and the bot will answer you. What are you working as? So you can see that we're working to fix distractions in the open office. It's a noble cause and a big cause. And it's a really, really full stack kind of solution. So you have a lot to learn here if you're new to this. So we now have opening the task, creating a user, registering a user. We have all of that. So really, I think we can move on to the client. I think we can move on to the client. And we should get the USB part later on later on next week. So we can't really work on the USB part now. But so it's like working with a bang. So working like this. So every command to the bot is exclamation mark, exclamation point, something. I call it bang, coming from Ruby. And the bot will answer you what we're working on. So Sunken Road, welcome to the chat room. I don't think I've ever seen you before here in the chat room. So if I have, I'm sorry. So in order to get help, you do commands. Yeah, so welcome to the chat room. Welcome. I just want to explain the Friday chat room. And the Friday chat room is very different because it's meant to be very interactive. So it's really open. It's an open kind of stage for the viewers and people in the chat room's questions. And yeah, so don't be shy to ask questions, whether it's programming questions, code reviews, call for proposals, or and contributing to open source projects and so on. This is oh yeah. So thank you, Kevin Jarmahent, for the Discord. So we have a Discord channel for the stream here. I'm not showing it, so let me show it. So we have a Discord channel for the stream, and it's awesome because the stream is live even when. So the chat room is live even when the stream is not. So you can really join in and feel free to ask questions and add your comments and whatever, just have fun and we try to have it like an open community, so you feel free to join that as well. And if you have questions for today, which is more of an interactive stream more than anything, then really feel free to do that. Oh, right. So now I don't really like this code, to be honest. If I'm honest, then I don't like this code one bit. So what I want to do is I want to move this to the task model here. And in the task model, what I want to do here is to do finish. And then here, do this. And then this is this. If this dot is expired, then this dot task status equal task status dot finish. And then Oh, this. So this should return. No. This complicates the promise expectation here. Okay, so what are your thoughts on TypeScript or Clojure for compiling JS for front end? So I really, really like TypeScript, and I really like Clojure as well. But the question you need to ask yourself is, what is the value it provides you? Because I think if you are working in a small team that don't have a lot of experience with statically typed code, or didn't come from Golang or Java or whatever, I think you're gonna have a tough time with TypeScript. But I think in a big team, 5 and above people working on one project, I think TypeScript is great. And I think it can save you from a lot of things that are obvious. A lot of things that you can kind of fall into that are more obvious, that, just by having a statically checked code helped you. So I'm all for TypeScript and Clojure, but I think my overall theory about things, that you cannot weigh solutions against solutions. You need to weigh solutions against the problem. Alon ROD1 came from HN. Hey, welcome. So welcome from HN. And thank you for coming. And I just want to explain again to you. This is the 5th time I'm doing it today, but I'm sorry for the people that have heard it. I'm just gonna make it quick. Friday is a special day here on the stream, and the purpose of Friday is really an interactive stream. It's more of a Q&A, interactive session. Ask me anything, really anything that you want. Someone asked me, what would my 5-year-old do if he would find myself in my body as an adult? So really, feel free to ask anything, whether it's a career question or code review or help with your project. We helped Kevin and yeah. So Elemental Jackson, HN is Hacker News. I just randomly stumbled on here. Very cool project here. Thank you. HN is Hacker News. So news. Where is it? News.y Combinator. Where is it? I think it's here somewhere. Here. This one. So I think that's the one that you came from. I actually answered today here and put a link. So I like it that people came from there. All right, cool. That's awesome. So first of all, welcome. And second, the chat room is for you. Really feel free to use that. Demo 183, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Okay, cool. Okay, so what? I'm beginning to kind of lose my train of thought here with where I am in this project. So let's go back and look at what this project is. And again, the project is a very sophisticated, very connected Pomodoro timer. And the purpose of this Pomodoro timer, and this is like by far the most useful Pomodoro timer that I think ever exists. By the way, this is, just so we'll understand, I'm not trying to compliment this product because I plan to sell it. Fuck that. This is going to be 100% open source. You can use it. And all the source is going to be open, and all the source code is going to be open. And again, I'm streaming it, so like how more open source can I be? The purpose of it is really to fix the distractions in the open office, and to fix it, it needs to be like a visual indication. And I said it before, and we had a discussion for that in the office as well. I'm sure all of you working in open office had that. This, little thing is like the office code for I am busy, right? The office code for I am wired in, I am busy, don't disturb me. And it shouldn't, right? It should be a better indicator. And above all, when you say I'm focused, it should kill all of your notifications. So the purpose of to say is, okay, so now focus me for 25 minutes, then kill my notifications, kill my mobile phone notifications, and light up like a little LED on the top of my screen that's going to be blink red. And thank you, Sai PHP, for the follow. That's going to blink red and say, this, I am busy, guys. That's it. Like, I'm busy. Do not disturb me. I'm now, for 25 minutes, I am unavailable. So the purpose of it is to, kind of close the loop on that. And that's the project we're working on. And we're going to work on the client side for Mac, client side for iPhone and Android, to have a mobile phone and a client side for the web, which is going to be React. All of the source code is going to be open. Yeah. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and answer the questions, because I said I'm going to answer questions and I'm just talking to myself. I read this like 6 hours ago, inspired me to check out coding Twitch. Great. So now you see who I am. You can see my face. And yeah. So, okay. So how do you stay on top of new technologies and updates from a more technical perspective? Are there any good resources, news sites, feeds? I agree with the open perspective at my work. 100%. It's like crazy, right? It's crazy. Like the open office is just distractions, and just like, don't get me started. What backend language would you recommend to learn? Rust, Go, Erlang? So wait a second. Just let me go with that one by one. So how do you stay on top? I stay curious. I am curious. And what I do, my method is I don't ever in my life, ever read a book from beginning to end or try to learn a subject from beginning to end. Okay? So I wanted to learn Go for a long time. Okay? I wanted to learn Go for a long time. And one of the things that people do, and I think a lot of people fail, I know I fail, is I try to go and learn Go. And when you try and learn Go, you're disconnected from your programming mind. And now you're in your student mind. And I never had a student mind. I never studied programming. I never went to college, so I don't have a student mind. I have a programmer mind. So for me, what I need to do is I need to have a project, and I work on a project, and I decide, hey, in that project now, I'm going to do something new, right? So I wanted to do MapReduce for a long time. And I said, hey, what problem can MapReduce solve for me? And I did MapReduce, right? And when I did MapReduce, I just want to show you something, right? So when I did MapReduce, I didn't only do MapReduce. I developed like 2 years ago, and I developed something to me work with MapReduce, right? So the purpose of me learning it was to, one, just problem for myself, and second, I only learn just the pieces that I need, and then I move on. In terms of languages that I recommend, fuck that, man. I really don't care. I really don't care. For me, it's the language that solves the problem. I do Python 90% of the day. I do Go the other 90% of the day. And I do JavaScript the other 90% of the day. So I know why I'm making myself laugh. I'm making myself laugh here. So I really don't care. It's the best tool for the job. And for me, sometimes, even on that stream, I would never build this product, this specific web product with JavaScript. I would probably build it with Python. Or I would build it with Golang. But JavaScript is the best tool for the job to teach, and it's the best tool for the job to approach a bigger audience. So I'm working with JavaScript. I mean, who cares, right? It's just syntax. It's what you need to solve. So for me, I have a few rules of thumb, right? A few things, right? On the client side, it has to be JavaScript. So on the client side, it's always React and it's always Redux and some sort of CSS framework, right? On the server side, it's unless you can prove to me something else, it's going to be Python. On systems, unless you can prove to me something else, it's going to be Golang. And if I need something with MapReduce or Kafka or whatever, it has to be Java, right? So I just don't care. For me, it's the best tool for the job. I love Python. I love Go. I'm okay with JavaScript. Um, excuse me. I'm making myself laugh. I don't know why. So the wait a second. Let me see if I agree with the Open Office. What backend language? So I think I answered that. If not, then let me know. So Amit, what's the physical device going to be? An LED or a microcontroller with Wi-Fi or something? So first of all, what I ordered is just a microcontroller. Sorry, it's just an LED. And that LED will have an interface. So let me show you that. What? Let me see how can I show that. Thank you, Alon. Thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. What is that? So let me try. I'm not gonna be able to find it, but whatever. So it has the option to be two things. One is to just be an LED that's going to be connected to your Mac or Linux or whatever through the USB interface, and then the Mac app is going to control that USB interface. So it's going to turn it red, going to turn it green, going to turn it whatever. So that's one option, which I like more. The second option that it's going to be a microcontroller. And that microcontroller is actually, what is it? Was it particles? Particles, LED something. Let me see. Particle, that's it. Photon, you see this? So let's go to particle. So you see it's like a microcontroller thing. Let's go to particle IO. Yeah, so I thought about the Photon. And the reason I almost ordered it, just almost really like pulled the trigger on ordering it, but it's super unfriendly. It's like super unfriendly, and I think if you want people to use it, and if I want tomorrow, I want 30 people to use it. It's 30 new devices on the Wi-Fi at the office, and it really has no value to be a Wi-Fi device. If you just want to turn on the LED, you can just have an interface and already use the Wi-Fi that's connected, which is your Mac. So I thought about both. I'm probably going to build both here on the stream. I'm probably going to build both. And yeah. So I'm probably going to build both. And what did I want to say? So I'm probably going to build both on the stream, but the product is gonna probably support only the LED that's gonna be USB connected. And it's pretty early on, so who knows. Alone, the regular stuff, Python, C#, C, Butter check Reddit subreddit about programming and stuff. Shalom, by the way, shalom. I use ESP8266. Recommend the Arduino library. It's very simple to use. So I have an Arduino. Let me show you. This is what I use to teach my daughter programming. Where is it? So this is what I use to teach my daughter programming. And it's like an Arduino with some LEDs, and you see like the microcontroller here. It's very nice. But the problem with Arduino is that in order to connect it to the Wi-Fi, you need more like interfaces and stuff, and then you need to make the casing. and all of that. So I don't know. I'm kind of okay with that. It's maybe a Raspberry, but other than that, it's just too complicated. Um, how do I migrate from SF to Israel? You're really good at what you do, and you want to migrate. Um, by the way, it's not that hot. So just so you're aware. I'm able to control my lights because I connected it to a relay. I have a particle photon. It's awesome. So yeah, I think it's awesome. And the thing I like about it the most is it has 4 buttons on it, so you can control like different things with the different buttons. But from what I saw, it's really nice to have one and connect it. But if you want 30, then the experience of you connecting it to their API and their SDK, and then connecting through a mobile phone to your photon in order to pair it to the Wi-Fi. So like the experience there, I feel it's just not there yet. You know what I mean? It's just not tight. To use a Breaking Bad term, it's just not tight. So I think it's going there, but it's not there yet. And Alon, I think your question about migrating to San Francisco or to the Bay Area in general from Israel. So there are 3 ways to do it. I will start from the easiest to the hardest. So the easiest is to work at a company in Israel that has a branch in the United States, and then ask to be relocated, after a year you're working there or 2 years you're working there. And then what they do is they give you a special visa that basically says, this is our guy, and now we're moving him there to work there, especially for us. So that has advantages and disadvantages. We're not going to discuss like working visas here, but you cannot leave, because if you leave the company, basically your visa is void and you have to turn back. The second is to have a company here independently pull you and create a special visa for you, whether it's an H-1B or whatever. And the third is to have what we call, what the United States call exceptional abilities. And exceptional abilities can be, whatever. But if you have exceptional abilities, then you can have a special visa for exceptional abilities and say, this guy is something amazing, right? This guy is like, we need him here. So the United States government actually issues you a visa as a special abilities, exceptional abilities person, and then you can relocate. So I hope that helped, and I hope you're still here. And I did not answer, to the empty space. Okay, so now I don't know how many people do we have live. I think we have about 13, 14, 15 or so. So I just want to mention again here on the channel, me watching the chat is not a by the way thing. It's not that I work on something and then, oh, by the way, we have chat room messages. The point today is chat room messages. If you have questions, please, post them in the chat room, follow the channel, and help, help other people, because it's likely that your question touches other people and my answer touches other people. So Himu something Jal. I dropped out of college. Which department, type of programming skills should I develop? Whatever you're interested in. Whatever you're interested in. And yeah, Jarma Hand is saying whatever you're interested in. And here's a deeper kind of answer to that. A lot of people go to program, and I'm not saying that's your case. So, just so we're clear, I'm not saying that's your case. A lot of people go to programming because it's like they seem, from the outside looking in, it seems like a nice way to make money. and they're not really interested in programming. And it seems to them like, hey, it's a nice way to make money. It's a good way to make a living. You're likely going to have a job and you're likely going to have job security. And if you're in the Bay Area and you're good, then you're basically like a hot potato, hot buns, and everybody wants you, right? And that's actually very, very wrong. Because if you're not interested in what you do, you will never, ever, ever in your life be a good programmer. If the creation does not just like spill out of you, then you will not be a good programmer. Never, ever in your life. It doesn't matter how much you study, it doesn't matter how much you want it. It doesn't matter. If you're not interested in that, you're just not gonna be there. You're just not gonna be there. So you might as well just find whatever you want. Be a painter, be an artist, be a goat fucking farmer, right? Do what you're interested in. That's it. I have an amazing job and a great career, but I was an architect, sysadmin, and many other roles. I just moved into a programmer this March, and I suck. I am really bad. I keep trying to get better, but I leagues away from the other programmers. Any tip of keeping the confidence up and generally making it happen? So first of all, what I would ask here is whether you think you suck because you legitimately suck, or whether you think you suck because you think you suck. Because it can be a confidence issue rather than a skill issue. TBX Gambit, thank you for the follow. And Jarmahen, thank you for the cheer of 100. You are still the top cheer. So thank you for that. So really the question is, again, whether you really suck or... Yeah, imposter syndrome is really, really common. So... whether it's a confidence issue or not, but I think whether it's a confidence issue or not, then you need to what the fuck? I lost my train of thought. So if you really suck, then okay, it's great. Okay, great. So it's an accurate analysis that I suck. I work at one of the major global companies. I've been in the business for 15 years now. I'm familiar with the analysis. Okay. Okay, got it. So, so definitely imposter syndrome is a big deal. But I just wanna answer, to the point that you actually suck, which you say. I'm not gonna say that. Work in smaller pieces. Work in smaller pieces to the point that you can take a project, take your architect in you and break the project that you need into as smaller pieces that you can, and work on them as smaller pieces. And usually when you work in smaller pieces, and if you do TDD, that's going to be the best thing. That's going to make you better. But if you do TDD and you work in smaller pieces, your software is going to be good software. Your software is going to be good software. And by the way, what I want to, I want to kind of send an offer here. If you want to join the Discord, so let me do this. So if you want to join the Discord and DM me on Discord, direct message me on Discord, I would love to do a one-on-one, off the stream and check it out. Check it out in terms of like doing a code review for you and looking at the project, just whatever, like something for like 10 minutes. And legitimately tell you whether this piece of software is good in my opinion or not, or whether it's So the programmer is not an easy job, but it's also not. I don't want to say it's not very hard. It depends on the problem you want to solve, but it's usually one or two things that you just need to tweak around. And I'm serious, I don't want to make it sound easier than it is, but it's usually one or two things. It's usually the way you think, or the way you overthink, or it's usually the way you approach problems, or the way you weigh solutions against each other. Yeah, so if you want to do that, again, it's an open offer. It's, I want to say it here, completely free of charge, no strings attached. Literally to from a person to help another person. So if you want to hit me up on Discord, direct message me. I would love to do that. I would love to do that, and because here in the chat room, it's gonna be really hard for me to help. But I would definitely love to help. And do a code review, or or some sort of a technical interview or something like that. And I want to, if nobody here minds, I want to share a personal story. Dude, fuck the payment. I don't care about the payment. So again, open offer. We'll do that. DM me, and I just want to share something with you, right? I've been in the business for, I don't know, 15, 16, whatever fuck years. And we're not supposed to have kids here, so I'm sorry if I'm like cursing here. If that offends someone, then I'm sorry. I'm not gonna change it, but I'm sorry if it hurts you. So I don't know how the fuck long I've been here, but it's probably 16, 15 years. And for me, the whiteboard interview or the computer science interview is just absolute dread. Absolute dread. And I said it to, I'm confident in myself as an engineer. So, I had many talks with like company owners and stuff like that. And it's like, we had conversation about like, what's your interview look like and stuff like that, just legitimately trying to help them. And then I'm like, dude, I'm not going to pass your interview, just so you're clear. Me, personally, I'm not going to pass your interview. But you would give your left nut for me to come work for you. So you need to tone down your interview. You need to tone down your requirements. And you need to stop thinking of the interview as a mean to glorify your fucking self on top of the people that are interviewing, that you're interviewing, right? So, just an open opinion here for myself. Like, I have that as well. You know what I'm saying? So I have that of like, dude, whatever task you give me, I will do it. I don't even care. So, and again, this is the thing, right? So for me, the programming is not the big deal, and the computer science interview is the big deal. And for you, it might be different, right? Whoops. What did I do? Sorry, I did something wrong. I never had a comp sci interview. I never went to college. I never went to college either. I never even finished high school. I've been good enough to demand people wanting me, not chasing them. I would easily fail certain parts. Yeah. So, dude, I definitely relate with that. Definitely. And again, I did not go to high school. I went to high school. I did not finish high school in terms that I don't have a GED. I never went to college, but I did teach college. So yeah. And there's definitely kind of weird kind of interview culture created in Silicon Valley. I don't know if it's Silicon Valley, to be honest. I don't know if it's Silicon Valley. Yeah. Algorithmic. Exactly. So this is what I'm talking about, right? I did not finish high school either, but I've given 50, 100 talks. Yeah, so same here. So, dude, I think really, going back to your answers and your questions, I think it's a couple things that you can tweak. And I think it's a couple of little things. because I think the biggest problem with people struggling is the inability to look at things in a small enough scale and just getting lost in the stuff. Yeah. I did all of those, but feel stuck on the career path. So the question is, again, why do you feel stuck? It's like, you know what I'm saying? People in the chat room, what you need to understand is that, you know, you need to give context. And like, why do you feel stuck? Don't feel that you need to share where do you work or anything like that. But what does that stuck mean? What kind of skills does a junior dev need to break into the field? So let me tell you, what does a junior engineer need? It needs what the fuck? He needs the ability, he or she need the ability to ask questions. The ability to ask questions. Not stupid enough, right? Not too stupid, but stupid enough, right? Not assume you know anything. Not assume anything is a given. Take your project and put it into small pieces and ask questions. Ask clarifications, right? Work in smaller pieces. If you're stuck for more than one day on something stupid, ask to be unstuck. Those are the most, or are the best qualities as a junior engineer that I've seen. Know when to ask questions, what questions to ask, know when to be unstuck, when to pair program with one of your superiors or one of your peers, and just know how to pull information. Thank you for the follow. I missed the username because I was talking, but thank you for the follow, and I'm sorry, I missed the username. So if you're here and just stay in the chat room, I will thank you. So those are the qualities that I'm expecting from a junior engineer. Just asking question, don't get stuck on stupid shit, and yeah, that I guess I answered that. For context, I work on Kubernetes OpenStack environment, one of the largest in the world. Specifically, I'm supposed to be building an auditing API for that, so HTTP endpoints, querying Elasticsearch in large after an ETL process in Golang. So first of all, awesome. So I work a lot with Golang and Kubernetes, and so I'm aware with those. Thank you, Himu. I'm so bad with those usernames. Qualities I'm expected. Don't get stuck without communication. Reach out. Ask for pay work. Pick up shit work. So you're always adding some value. So this is what I said. This is what I expect as well. Don't get stuck on stupid shit. Communicate. I cannot say it enough. I feel like I'm Steve Ballmer, like developers. You know what I mean? Don't get stuck. So, you know, I worked a lot with junior engineers as a senior, as an architect. And, you know, sometimes after 2 days, you're asking them, hey, what are you on? And then they suddenly show you like some stupid stack trace that you literally solved in 25 seconds. You know what I mean? And they just spend 2 days. So that 2 days is value not provided to the company. And that's value not provided to them. More importantly than the company, it's value not provided to them. And for me as a senior, your value as an engineer is more important than my value of an engineer. My work as a senior engineer is to make you a better engineer, not to make myself a better engineer. So not getting stuck and communicating is the best. And how much you're communicating is not enough, then communicate more. And again, what I think is here's a kind of a thing that I think in a broader thing about our culture as an engineer. I think more engineers should do what I do. And that is provide value to people that you're not directly associated with, right? So like open up the Reddit and answer questions in Discord and so on and so forth. because then if we as a community, and I'm not trying to solve the problems in the world now, but if we as a community help each other, then people like you will not feel as stuck as you are now. I actually not difficult to move up or move into different areas. Large company, don't call the environment. Can you give more details about your situation? So you're talking about my situation? You understand concepts better explaining them. It sounds simple, but it's seriously valuable. You gain a lot of value talking to others and explain yourself. I'm kind of lost here. Okay, got it. Okay, got it. Awesome. So I don't know, how many people do we have in the chat room now? How many people are live now? I don't know how many. I don't have that view. Whoever is live, first of all, thank you for joining us. Awesome, 26. Wow, that's cool. So if you're joining us now, then first of all, thank you for joining. Yeah, that's all right. 26, 24, that's fine. So first of all, if you're joining us just now, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great Friday. 15? What the hell? Where did 26 to 24 to 15? What did I say to drop 9 people? What did I say? Oh my God. So, people in the chat room that are just joining now, what is I won't let you thank me. Today is SaaS to cancel dev day. So I if I miss the question, then if you can repeat it, it will be great, because the chat is kind of active, kind of active today. So if I missed someone's question, please post it again. Don't be shy to post it again, and I will answer it. All right. And by the way, people here that came from Hacker News, I don't know if you came from Hacker News, then you can also comment there, so I know who you are on Hacker News, and if you can give like an overview there of the stream so people know, it will be awesome. So yeah, the Discord is on 24/7. Discord is awesome, and we're always there helping people, so feel free to jump in there. If you have any question, join the Discord. Yeah, Discord is amazing, and it's open, like we said, 24/7. So jump in there, and as you can see, it's open, and people are there, and some people are even online. And we have a help channel where you can see everybody is helping everybody. So come and join us. There is a Discord for context. So we have a help channel, and you can see we help a lot of people with like GitHub and stuff like that. Yeah, people are online, so feel free to join us there. Okay, so let's go see what we have here. When I saw a job, there was a lot of requests. It's almost impossible for a recently graduated to know all that thing. Those lists, they're bullshit. All of these, like, know this, know that, bullshit. I work in a big company, but it seems that I'm the only one trying to move in a new space, and it's daunting. I'm wondering, how is a big startup or a big software company, but the environment is not bad enough to leave? Is that a Friday night thing, or do you do this more regularly? So Spence, we stream every night at 8 p.m. PST. Every weeknight, I should say, because on the weekend it's kind of off. And so we do that every night. Is this just a Friday? No. Okay, so I did that. I'm sorry. It's just this chat came in at the very end. Keep on remembering like an hour before, getting busy for a while, and then barely making the end. Okay, so this is not the end yet. I mean, I still have 30, 40 more minutes. So feel free to stay in and ask a question this time. I suppose I'm different. More people in the chat. I'm planning to pursue a PhD. Dude, do not, just because I did not, do it. Do it. If you want that, do it. Do you think it's a smart career idea for my career? I'm interested in PhD for the experience, not for the career prospects. But I've had having doctorate makes you come across an academic when trying to break back into industry. That's in a stigma. I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I would not diss a PhD. You know what I mean? If you love academia and you love going deeply into things, do that, man. You know, do that. It's not that I did not go to college because I think that college is bad. I did not go to college because college is bad for me. And I for me, I can learn a subject on my own at my own pace, which is usually very, very fast and much faster than what you learn in a classroom. So this is why I, kind of stayed away from that. But it's nothing to diss a college education. You know what I mean? It's nowhere close to that. Nowhere even close to that. Yeah, PhDs can work on a lot of things. I don't know if it's like you have to understand that once you have a PhD in something, that this means you're an expert in that field. So if you're a PhD in AI, you can be a web programmer. You know what I mean? But most likely your career is gonna go towards AI. Oh, cool. Going later tonight then. Yeah, going later tonight and I started earlier. I'm 3 hours in, but I want to do 30 more minutes. Where I think keep having question afterwards. Answer dish what? Either or aren't actual answers. I guess one thing. Do you know what the best free cheap resource for learning React would be? Free code camp. I think this stream is the best. This stream is the best to learn React. Lots of people at my company have PhDs. Yeah, you work at Google, right? Google or Amazon, Amit, right? What do you think about mean? Absolutely hate it. That's a good perspective. So I absolutely hate mean. Everything about it. What do you What do you recommend giving up everything to go fully into learning chicken to develop the world first chicken hosted cloud based? What the fuck? Yeah, we use React. We have a lot of content with React already. We have hours of content with React. We built we built a few things with React, and this is gonna be React as well. This project is gonna be React as well. So I'm sorry for Amit. Angular is coming from Google, so I'm sorry if I insulted, but I don't like it. So there are two things I hate. I hate about mean. And I don't know how. Whatever. So I think mean stands for Angular, and it also has like Mongo, right? So mean stack. Let's see. Mean stack. Let's see. Opinionated JavaScript. Great. So look at this. This one, no. This one, no. That's it. That's all the mean stack, right? So yeah, it's hobbyists. So yeah, Mongo, I don't believe should be used by anybody that is not an operational expert. I had a production cluster of MongoDB of terabytes of data, and no hard feelings about Angular. Yeah, so I used Angular. I built big project with Angular, but at some point Google totally botched it with like the 2.0 migration, and now Angular has like Angular 4, but then Angular 2 is not yet shipped. Like, what the fuck is going on, people? What is going on? And I think they totally botched it. They totally like miscommunicated all the migrations. They miscommunicated everything. So everybody kind of gave up on Angular. So I don't even have the incentive to recheck it again because React and Redux are amazing. Nerds. Node Express, React, Relational DB. Sure. So for me, it's not. I don't care. For me, again, it's like all of these stacks are for hobbyists on Heroku. You know what I mean? For production, you use different things. Yeah, Angular and Angular 3.4. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? So Angular JS and Angular 3.4 are a whole different framework. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me as an engineer, and I'm a senior engineer, I'm not even a junior engineer. I've seen my fair share of frameworks. You know, I've been here in the document.findElement by ID. You know, I've been here since HTML3. You know, so I still remember like writing HTML in capital letters. You know, so I've seen my fair share, but they totally botched it with like, if I as a senior engineer cannot find myself in that, then they failed. I think they failed, and I think they're aware of that, but whatever. In an enterprise environment, tech stack choice becomes more important. Yeah, whatever. Enterprise is just an excuse to say I live on a 2-year-old stack. Yeah, exactly. I agree with Spence S here. Totally agree. Totally agree. Um, okay, so what I want to do is I want to try and come up with a plan for what to do in the next. Oh, so we have a question on live edu. This is the first question on live edu this session, and actually in the last couple of weeks or so. Is Node.js it's a risk for PHP? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. If you can explain your question, I would love that. Alon, no, Amit is here in Seattle. I think is in Seattle, which means it's about a few hours north of me. 2, 4, 3 was skipped. Typo in my previous comment. You know what I'm saying? So Angular 2 and then 4. Like what? What are you doing, guys? What are you doing? You know? But I still have a lot of good feelings for Google. You know, for Kubernetes and Golang. You know, those are impressive pieces of software. Just impressive pieces of software. What do you recommend for building websites nowadays, like restaurants, shops, etc.? Pretty happy with how my portfolio project looks so far. Just need help filling it up with things. So I think websites and web apps are two different things. And for websites, I think just a static HTML page is the best. You know, just a static HTML page based on some Hugo or you know, some of these static type generators. Those are the best with some jQuery, some vanilla JS. This is what you want, you know, for websites. For web apps, then you need something a bit better. So you need React or Angular, whether you do that or not. If I want to do a real-time dashboard in Python but don't like client-side, what framework should I use? So if you want a real-time dashboard, the question is, why do you want a real-time dashboard in Python? Because Zenoda1, thank you for the follow. So the question is, why do you want a real-time dashboard in Python? Because a real-time dashboard is 100% client-side. And I would use Grafana. Grafana is incredible for real-time dashboards. What is going on? Grafana. And it has a lot of like built-in tools, so you can get. So it doesn't matter what your backend is with. Grafana can connect to your backend and create graphs based on that, and it's incredible. It's just, my goodness, it's just an incredible piece of software. I use it a lot. So you can see a live demo here. I'm gonna paste it here in the chat room. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. That's crazy. And this is like with no software. Okay, so live edu. I mean, Node have future more than PHP. I think yes. I personally think that yes. I think that JavaScript is starting to eat the world as the ultimate language, whether you like it or not. I think JavaScript is incredible and takes over everything. It takes over the client side, which you have no option, and it takes over the server side. So the thing here, and here's the thing. You know, I'm in the Silicon Valley, so, you know, I'm not, you know, the Silicon Valley has this, you know, this notion that we're on the top of the world and the top of the food chain, but sometimes that's not true. What I'm saying is this. I still haven't talked to anybody in the last year that haven't started their company and their stack is like 90% JavaScript. Not one. And if it's not JavaScript, then it's Python. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't heard Ruby in a long while, and I haven't heard PHP in like a long while. Like the only company that I know that still uses PHP is Facebook, and it's not a small company, but I just don't know other. So for me personally, I think JavaScript is just gonna eat everything else. So it's a bit wonky. So yeah, and Grafana is incredible. What is your opinion on WebAssembly, and do you think it's going to be a good? Wait a second. What is your opinion on WebAssembly, and do you think it's going to be as big deal as people think, and making it out to be? So for me, WebAssembly is still on the. It's only in my kind of right ear. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of there, but not there. So I haven't experimented with it yet. So I don't know if it's going to be a big or if it's not going to be big. I think it depends a lot of like Apple and Google of what the support is going to be with like that. But I just don't know that enough to answer. So I'm not going to, I'm sorry. I just don't know enough. I learned Ruby first, now learning Python for AWS Spark. So, dude, I love Ruby. I think Ruby is one of the most amazing languages you can learn. It's productive. It's declarative. It's clean. I just did not see anything really new built with that. I'm not saying it's a bad language, and I'm not saying you shouldn't use it. I'm saying what I saw. That's all I'm saying, and all I'm really trying to say. Okay. What did I do? Oh, I moved something. Shit. Here, I'm sorry about that. No worries. Thanks for answering, and thanks for putting on this stream. No problem at all. This stream happens every night at 8 p.m. PST, and the Friday stream is a special one because it's a Twitch party. You know, we answer. I answer all of the questions. So it's nice. But can I do some query with MySQL? Yeah, you can definitely do query with MySQL with JS 100%. What is your nick meaning? Do you mean me? What does Kenso Dev mean? So Alon, if you mean me, let me know, and I will explain my my nickname. Thank for the stream. It was my first time checking it out, and probably will be back. Thank you for that. We would love to have you back. Thank you. So what you can donate to me? What? But either way, I don't know what that like Nightbot, the alias for donate, means. I don't know what that means. But Jarma, you still the top tier here. You're still the top tier. Nobody has give us a bigger cheer yet. So live EDU here. What websites do you use this live? Do you mean what website do I use to stream this live? So I did not even mean to set a function for the donate command. I don't know what that function even is. Yeah, it's just not here. And I did not mean to create one, so I don't know what that means. I just need to check that bot and see what's happening. So Alon, my nickname means this. So dev is dev, so simple. And Kenso in Japanese mean economical and simple. And you know, when I was a freelancer, when I was a freelance consultant, I used to tell my client that economical and simple does not mean cheap. So yeah, it's economical and simple. But like I said, my client doesn't mean cheap. It just means economical. So I think Twitch is built with Ruby. I think so. Yeah, so I can. And I started to work on not Nightbot. Let me see, Phantom Bot. And yeah, I started working on this one, but it's just too complicated. I mean, it's just too complicated, and the ROI for me is just not there. Because the thing is that the bots are nice, but I like the interaction with, you know, the viewers. So really what I use is simple stuff like reminding people to, you know, register on YouTube and stuff like that. Yeah, I would go work on Twitch backend code 100%. Why not? I'm not saying Ruby is bad. I love Ruby. Absolutely love Ruby. Oh, so the okay. So Live EDU is asking what is the other website? So the other website is twitch.tv Kenso Dev. Here. So come check it out. So the ROI will get there likely over 100 views consistently. Yeah. So here's what I'm thinking. And you know what? Tell me your opinion about this. And here's what I'm thinking. I think so. Let me try and clear my mind here for what I'm trying to say. So during the week, I can't stream consistently like what I'm coding because what I'm coding belongs to my employer and it's highly secret stuff. And what I want to do consistently is at 12 p.m. every day. At 12 p.m. every day, I want to do like a lunch AMA kind of thing, AMA/coding session for 1 hour, you know, during my lunch break or during whatever, 12 to 1, do something. So first of all, what do you think of that? Do you think you would tune into that? And do you think it's good or not? Yeah, because during the day it's hard because I'm working on things that I do at work. And it's really hard. And sometimes I work on open source, but I think the deal is consistency. And the problem is what I'm trying to get at is that we're not going to get 100 viewers at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. on a Friday. You know what I mean? So really the ROI is going to be there when we have more, but we're only going to have more if we're going to stream during the day. So I'm going to experiment with that. Maybe I'm going to do next week. I'm going to try to do a lunch break with Avi or something like that. and then people on their lunch break can tune in and yeah, exactly. So people at people can tune in on 12 p.m. and then we might have 30 or 40, but I don't know, like 100 is hard. We'll see. We'll see. When I started the stream, I didn't know if I'm gonna have two. So, I'm already answering questions here for 3 hours and 15 minutes. So, who knows what's gonna happen. Facebook is the new Google, is the new Microsoft, is the new IBM. Okay. All right. So Phantom Bot, really, if you didn't check it out, go check it out. It's great. And I have it running in Docker, but it's so I think lunch is really kind of a good spot where people here in the West Coast. Thank you for the follow. And Jarmahan, still thank you for the top cheer. And so here's what I think: 12 p.m. Is perfect because people in PST time zone is lunchtime. People in Eastern time zone it's like 3 p.m., which is still like great, and maybe it's your coffee break or whatever. And people in Israel is like 10 p.m., which it's nice. So we definitely. Kenso Dev, what stack do you work with mostly? So it really depends on what I do. So I do a lot of Golang, a lot of Terraform, a lot of like DevOps stuff, Python. So Python, Golang, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, DevOps, AWS, and Kubernetes, and so on and so forth. That's the stack I work. I'm a full stack engineer. I work on everything. I also think you need a bit of more posts on Reddit. Other stacks with engineers. It is your content easily be consumed by more people, but it isn't great organic Twitch content. You have to build that yourself. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying. But it's hard. He don't drink drugs, but he writes code. It's good to see you again. What? Okay. So yeah, it's like for me, I can do it, but then it's always gonna seem pushy coming from me, and not that I'm suggesting that you should go do that. I mean, if you know what I'm saying, I don't want to sound pushy here as well, but it should come from viewers and people like you and people in Hacker News that just saw it and then they like organically recommend it, rather than coming from me and just like, what I'm saying? So like, for example, during that 2 hours or whatever, 3.5 hours that we're already here, if someone would post it on Reddit and more people would come, then, whatever. Saw your comment on Hacker News today about your channel. Awesome. Awesome. How long have you been streaming on Twitch? I think about a couple months, maybe a month or so. Yeah. Again, so Kevin did that, and he organically like recommended the Discord channel, and he's a manager of the Discord channel as well. So again, I'm not trying to be pushy here, but I think the organic growth is more important to me than like pushing myself. If you first, thank you for the follow. So if you feel that this provides value for you, then share it. And again, I'm not saying, hey, share it or else I will not provide it, or else I will not provide value. But what I'm saying is, it's if it's coming from me and it's like everything, it's like it's pushy, you know what I mean? And people on Reddit, they tend to be toxic about it. So I like the organic growth. And for me, like right now, you people are literally the core. So I like the more individual attention. If we have 100 or 150 or 200, then maybe I'm not going to be able to provide that individual attention. And that's like I'm losing my, you know what I'm saying? So it needs to organically grow to see how I deal with it. Because, think about it. I've been talking for fucking 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys have been, thank you for the subscription. You're the first subscriber. That's amazing. Wow, man. You know you're the first subscriber. So listen to me now. So not Q. First of all, thank you for that. That's amazing. Thank you for that. And you're the first subscriber. And what I want to do is do this. I will pair program with you for an hour as a reward for that. On whatever you want. If you want, you know what I'm saying? If you want. It doesn't have to be on the stream, but if you want to be on the stream, then amazing. But you just bought my hour for $4.99. That's the cheapest I ever sold an hour. That is literally the cheapest I ever sold an hour. Oh my God. I don't know why this is making me laugh so much, but yeah, so as a reward for you being the first one, I will per program with you for an hour. And if you want it to be on the stream, then we can put it on the stream. So thank you for that subscription. You're amazing. You're amazing, and thank you for that. So Alon, do you also play games? So sometimes I play PS4 with my son, but it's like on occasion. So once a week, about 20 minutes or so, not more than that. I'm not big on gaming. I just finished making a Reddit script. Kenso here helped me make it and optimize it. Dude, I'm so glad it's working. It's like, it's crazy. And by the way, Kevin here, Jarmahent, you know, he just like was a viewer. We didn't know each other before that. And he asked a question, that's, you know, he asked a question and we helped on the stream and now the code is so much better. And I feel that I helped him be a better engineer. So that to me is the goal of this stream. Really, this to me is the goal of this stream. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, this is my passion, right? I have a full-time job, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to work at 10:30 p.m. on a Friday. I have a fucking bike race tomorrow. So, you know, so to me that's my passion and that's what I want to and that's what I want to do. That is a generous offer. I would be fine with it being on stream. We would need to choose something that doesn't reference my work in that case, but that's fine. Anything Golang specific, likely helpful for me. On the Discord, we'll mention an option. Great. So here's what I want. So I have two projects that we already started building on the Discord, on the stream. So we have Gong, which we built completely on the stream, and it's 100% open source. So Gong has been built here on the stream. As you can see, we already have like 17 stars here. So it's been built here. Did I post it on Twitch? Yes, I did. And we also have Bashir, which just started. Yeah, so Bashir just started. So I think Bashir is great. And another one is Go Solar Proxy. So Go Solar Proxy is a complicated project. And what it is a round-robin proxy for Solar with a T to backup document to S3. And my new company works with Elasticsearch. So what I want to do essentially is take this and make it Elasticsearch. So we can work on that. We can work on Bashir, which are both of them are complicated projects that have piping and STD in and STD out and a lot of like complicated stuff. So we can work on that, and we can work on that during the day, because yeah. So, but by the way, the purpose of this, just so you'll understand, and it became a more urgent project. So this week, literally this week, Amazon, we use Elasticsearch managed Amazon, and it just died. It literally just died. So the service was just down. And we were talking with Amazon, and they're like, "Hello, everything is up. I don't know what you mean, and everything is up, and you're perfect. Everything should be fine." All that being said, production was down and everything was down, and clients were suffering and stuff like that. But if we had that product, we could literally create a new Elasticsearch and just pull all the documents and re-index them in 20 minutes. You know what I mean? In 20 minutes, we would be back up. So this became a more urgent project, so we can work on that as an open source. And let me just post the link to that as well. So we can work on that as an open source. So if you think that's perfect, then that's perfect. So definitely we can pair program on that on the stream. It has nothing to do with your workplace. By the way, you don't even have to expose your workplace on the stream. So you know what I mean? So don't feel as if you have to. You know what I'm saying? Other than your first name, no one has to know anything about you. Awesome. So depends on the hackathon, but many are friendly. So yeah, for hackathons, whatever, just go and do it. Just go, and even for the pizza and the beer and the social experience, you know what I mean? Even just for that, go to the hackathon and just do your best or your worst, whatever you want. Where are we? Okay. So how many people do we have on the stream here? So I will not queue. I will look at that. I don't know if you want me to look at that on the stream or not, but let me look at that outside of the stream here. Audit data, API. Okay. By the way, funny enough, we have an internal project that is named the same name that your project is named. Dude, we can work on that. So we can either work on that, and because it's open on GitHub, let me know if I can show it on the stream or not. Right now I have a vendoring problem, breaking builds, and I tried to move to Glide, and it made it more confusing. Okay, dude, we can do that. We can do that, and I can help. You will see. All right, so let's chat on the okay, I can show it on the stream. Great. So let me show it on the stream. So this is the project. It's called Hermes, and audit data API for OpenStack deployments. OpenStack deployments. Hermes is an OpenStack compatible audit data retrieval service, originally designed SAP's internal cloud. It is named after the Futurama, not the Greek god. Okay, great. So we can definitely do that. So what is, you have a vendoring problem with where is that? Is that Travis CI? So your vendoring problem probably comes from 1.8, right? 1.8 or tip. Let me see. Where is your problem? Build unknown. Oh, so it's not even building now. Okay. Never mind. Awesome. So we can work on that. Let's just jump on the Discord and DM me on Discord. I'm the same username as I am here. And we can just work through that this week and see if we can schedule that. Okay, sounds good. Awesome. So yeah, I knew 1.8. I knew, man. I knew it's 1.8. Okay, great. So we can do that. No worries. So let's communicate that, and then we can, you know what I'm saying? Then it's gonna be a good opportunity to, first see how streaming during the day goes, and then see how, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see how this organically grows. And I really hope that I explained what my thoughts are on, organically growing this and so on. So I hope so. And again, man, thank you for the subscription. Thank you for that so much. You know, when Twitch kind of offered me to go on the subscription and be affiliate and so on, I was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's gonna subscribe? But you're the first one, and let's hope a lot more people do that, because this will allow me to do a lot more of these. So Jarmahen, thank you for the cheer, and Not Q Man, thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you for that. You deserve it, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, this is like a sincere thank you. I'm like over the roof here. A lot of amazing content, and I feel like you're going to grow very well. Thank you so much. I really hope so too, because the more people, you know, the more people here, the better. Awesome. Where are we now? So I think, you know, I think things are slowing down. You know, it's already 10:30. So let's you know, let's open it up for a couple of last questions. And while those last questions flow in, what I want to do is stop the test here and git check out SRC models, git check out SRC server models. I don't want to push that. Git push origin master. And okay, it's up to date. So GitHub com Fullstack network. Okay. So Pomodori server. So this is the server. I still need a README. So I'm sorry if I don't have a README there. Twitch. Do you live in SF itself or in the Bay Area in general? Fuck no, SF itself, man. No, I'm not a city person. I do not like the city one bit. So no, not in the city. I live in the Bay Area. I live in San Jose, which is the capital of Silicon Valley. Which was your favorite resource tutorial to learn React? React Casts is great. So React Casts is great. You know, I think he has a lot of good content. Okay, so he has good content, and other than that, I don't know, just like random blogs. Again, I'm not the person to go and learn React. You know what I mean? I'm just like starting slowly and then building one on top of another. Been there for PyCon a few years ago. Great. San Jose. Yeah, I live in San Jose, capital of the Bay Area. And the good thing about it, I just want to show you one little thing. The good thing about this, like living here, is that you can go and do things like that, you know, and then you're like San Jose, right? And then you can go and you can do like a lot of bike riding and running. And this is all like open space. This is all, you know, like you feel like you're in the edge of the world. So it's not the peninsula here in terms of like the mid cities and stuff. It's closer to like the open space. And look at this. I mean, this is incredible. You know what I mean? So for me as a bike rider, this is the best. So this is what I like about San Jose. Okay, so seems like again the questions are slowing down, and that's okay. That always happens at like 10:30 p.m. So not Q again. Hit me up on the Discord or on Twitter. I am at KensoDev on Twitter as well. So feel free to hit me up on there or on Discord or avi@avi.io, which is my email, and I posted it in the Twitch chat as well. So if you have anything to say to me that you don't want to be, on the chat, feel free to use that email or Twitter or whatever, some kind of communication. That's not a big problem these days. What I really kind of want to finish here is that all of the content is on YouTube. So I record and put up all of the episodes or session on YouTube. So you can go there as well. And Twitch has the VOD section as well. So feel free to go there. And we also have the Reddit, the subreddit, or Avi.io Reddit here. We also have the subreddit, which is not very active. It's just starting off. But, excuse me, I'm sorry. So you can have, discussions there as well. And we have the Fullstack Network blog here. So again, feel free to come over and subscribe. And we post recaps of all the projects that we're working on. And yeah, dude, guys, as always, people in the chat room, you made it. You made it. You know what I'm saying? You made it. Your questions were amazing, and I really enjoyed this time here. So thank you so much for being here. Kevin Jarmahan, thank you for the cheer. NotQ, thank you for the subscription. Thank you so much for the subscription. It's great. Yeah, so I will see you on Monday, but maybe, just maybe, I will also stream over the weekend, most likely Sunday, and most likely through the day. So, if you feel like it, if you want to join in, I will post it on Twitter. So if you want to check it out, then come and check it out. And yeah, it's been amazing. Thank you so much. And have a great night. And I will see you on Monday, 8 p.m. PST, right here on Twitch. Yeah. Bye, guys.